RTJ4 is coming, baby.
RTJ4 is on the horizon, and it's gonna be so fucking good.
It's gonna be the best fucking album of like the decade.
Yeah, just based off
of the new decade.
Jesus Christ. Just based off the single that they just put out, if that is any indication of, because everybody knows the singles are never the best song on the album.
They aren't, but
like
I feel like that one could fight for it.
Yo, if
that
you
one
have
could
not
fight
listened
for
to it yet, it's on YouTube now, but it's only under like a random different page who ripped it. Go on to Run the Jewels Instagram, and it'll be a picture of LP and Mike in a fucking car, and that is actually Killer Mike's car.
Is that really?
That is actually Killer Mike's car in that little single album shot.
I don't want to replay it back because then we'll get copyrighted.
But it's called Yankee and the Brave. Just go to their Instagram. Man, I know we started with this, but RTJ4 is going to absolutely fucking slap. I'm so upset that they had to postpone their tour with Rage Against the Machine. Even though the tickets had already sold out by the time I looked at the webpage.
What, 2 hours later?
Yeah, probably.
We forgot for the first 4. I think it was 4 hours later we remembered, and then we went to look and it was sold out. Definitely.
Yeah, and the only tickets I saw were from scalpers, and they're like $240 for nosebleeds, and I'm like, no.
Love you, Jules, but I ain't paying $400 for that.
Love you, Jules. Love your machine, but oh fuck, I ain't got. That's pre calamity money.
That's killing my pocket in the name of.
Oh,
dear mama, give me 400 so I can go see these guys. Those are song references for you uneducated people.
Welcome, uneducated people, to the 14th episode of the podcast. You might have noticed we didn't have one last week. We put out the Cuphead compilation instead. I feel like we should lift the veil. Honestly, it's just because we couldn't stop talking about fucking COVID-19.
Yeah, we didn't want to put out a podcast last week, and we ended up putting out the compilation I've been working on for a while because
there
was nothing to fucking talk about.
We talked for like 10 minutes just straight, and at the end of it, you just looked at me and you're like, this is boring. And I'm like, what? And you're like, we've only talked about COVID-19, and that's literally what everybody else is doing right now. This is boring as fuck. And I'm like, oh.
Like we had nothing to add. We had nothing to add to the conversation. I didn't want to put that out in the ether.
No,
like there was just we were saying the same shit. Wash your hands, stay home, blah blah blah. It was just the same shit. Do it. You know what the fuck to do. That's what I'm gonna bitch about this week, man. I am bored. I'm bored. All I do is like work on salty shit, hang out with my girlfriend, which is great. Love hanging out with my girlfriend. But
yeah, me too. I love hanging out with your girlfriend.
6 feet.
Because she's a nice person.
Stay 6 feet. Anyway,
6 nuts to... Oh, I heard that.
It was wet. It was a wet cough. No. But I all I do is work on salty and play games, which in hindsight is great. That's fantastic. I just want to be able to go out and talk to people. And
I also I want to be able to have money.
Yeah, money.
Money would be very nice.
So while we're in quarantine, kick salty up like a bunch of notches, man. Let us start bringing in a paycheck from here. It will be great.
Yeah, you know how like we're scrambling for money? We're sure everybody listening
else
to this
got money.
is loaded. Fucking trust fund babies. What's up?
Sell that toilet paper. Send us the money. We got this.
Yo, you might think we're going into a depression, but we're definitely not. Don't sell your stocks. Give them to us.
Everything's fine as long as you believe in salt.
You know what? Be like that senator who didn't tell everybody about coronavirus early on.
Wasn't he the first one to get it? I'm not going to put names in there, but wasn't he the first one to get it, or was that the one who denied the bill?
I think Senator Rand was the first one to be infected with it. I think, or he was the second, and the guy that you're talking about was first. I don't remember. Either way, insider trading. Someone better call up Martha Stewart for how fucking white collar people deal in prison.
They can make their cell look really nice in there.
Oh my god! They could probably there's probably crafting supplies in there. You know.
I'm sure every one of them will see the inside of a cell. I'm sure absolutely everyone. Anyway, I'm bored at my house. And I need shit to do today. All I do is play Final Fantasy, which I've turned into a fucking nerd for that game.
Yeah, you have been a fucking nerd.
I can't believe I'm having so much fun with that game. There's so much to do. I just beat the first part of the main story. I mean, I beat the main story, and I'm officially entering into that later half of the story of that game, and then I have 3 DLCs to play.
Have you ever played an MMO before this one?
I've played multiple MMOs, and I've tried to like them before, and I've hated every single MMO. I've tried World of Warcraft. I tried. If we asked Chia, he would know the names of the couple others I tried, but it was
Maple
all.
Story?
I've tried Maple Story.
Say
That's
Chia was
too
really
cute
big into
for me.
Maple
That's
Story.
too fucking cutesy for me. I feel like I could have liked Maple Story if it wasn't for the fact that everything was a chibi. It bugged me. I was like, I can't. Like, I want to kill things that don't make me go, aw.
Well, what's different about Final Fantasy?
The fact that I love Final Fantasy World already. The fact that there was an RPG, there was a world to be introduced already that I knew about. I was like, chocobos and cool shit, and look, it's the cactuar. And every turn there's a new enemy that comes out, and I'm like, holy shit, look, it's that thing from like game 8 that came out, and it's really cool. Look, a gunblade.
What was the name of Final Fantasy VIII?
That?
Actually, it might have just
It's
been
Final Fantasy 8.
I forgot not all the Final Fantasies have actual names. They're just Final Fantasy number.
Anyway, I was like, that's the coolest part for me. I think that's what makes me lean into it more. That and I don't know, it's the appeal of there's like so many jobs to do and you can do it all under one character. You don't have to replay the story to do literally everything in the game. You can literally do everything in the game if you want to.
That's nice.
And it's the appeal. Like I can every now and again I want a game where I can just
Every now and then.
I hate you. Why have you been doing that?
Yeah, because you keep saying it. You do.
Every once in a while. I like to just sit back and do nothing and turn my brain off and just grind out useless levels and listen to a podcast. Or...
Boy, you would love Animal Crossing.
Yep. I mean, we can't talk about it like I haven't played it yet because this is coming out after Animal Crossing is debuting.
Really?
Well,
This is coming out Friday.
okay, behind
Baby.
behind the scenes.
We're dumping Transistor and we're going to switch to Animal Crossing. How's that for some behind the scenes?
And Transistors are Wednesday series.
Ah.
There's your behind the scenes look. And you already knew that. Hey, actually taking a tall drink of water.
Oh, so what have you been up to so far during your quarantine?
I pretty much have gone over.
You've been playing Final Fantasy 14. Have you binged any shows?
JoJo again. I started rewatching JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. I am caught up to season 5 in the English dub. I haven't binged any of the shows that I've been told to watch. I've been kind of like I treated all last week as like an actual comforted vacation where I just did shit that I want to do, and this week is the week where I'm getting shit done.
That's fair.
And then it sucks that there's probably going to be another week, so I'll probably go comfort mode again. But
There will probably be more than just.
shut up, Jayne. I need money, Jayne.
Don't we all? Man, if only a certain Chinese American man could have been elected into office who would have doled out
Are we going to be
like a universal, I don't know, like a basic income for all Americans of a certain age. Boy, wouldn't that be helpful in like a pandemic time such as this? Anyways, shifting back off. That's fair. I sat down and considered actually watching JoJo the other day. I sat down, I was looking at my TV and I was scrolling through Hulu. I was like, you know, I could find JoJo. Go watch JoJo. But then my Switch dinged next to me. And I was like, oh, one of my friends is online. And look, there's Scrubs. I'll just watch Scrubs for the 10th time.
Dude,
Come on, Scrubs is a great show.
it's a great.
Come
on. We've I think we've talked about it in something, but yes, Scrubs is a great show.
We
aside
referenced
from
the
last
Todd
season.
time in episode 6, I think.
We've talked about Scrubs in a lot of series. Scrubs is just such a good show, except for last season. But no, dude, like I keep trying to tell you, I'm not gonna force it down your throat because I really want you to just experience it. But please, just fucking watch it. Like it's there is no anime like JoJo. There is animes that base themselves around JoJo. There are animes that want to be JoJo, and there are animes that literally exist simply because these people have watched JoJo or read JoJo and went, "I want that. I
When
like
did the first season of JoJo come out?
It was. I'm talking about a lot of the books were a lot influential, but the first season of JoJo.
Even the manga.
Oh, the first manga. Let's see, JoJo manga
Mango.
release.
Mango Relapse.
This just in: Super Smash Brothers fighter Mango is now in relapse.
1987.
So
Damn.
I have this book. I have this literal book right here
Aw.
with the purple hair. I have it right upstairs.
So that would have been 13 plus 20, 33 years ago.
And I promise you, it holds up. It holds up. It holds up.
Oh, Bleach was in 2004, October 5th. Oh. October 5th is a popular day for, actually, that's probably just when...
Yeah, probably TV shows come
Never
out
mind.
in Japan.
All TV shows in Japan have to wait until October 5th.
Some things like, what is it? Like, we used to have, Cartoon Network and shit like that used to have a season when the kids would get out of school. So that's when they started the new season of Powerpuff Girls, the new season of Yu-Gi-Oh! And shit like that.
Oh, shit, you're right. I forgot about
that's
that.
probably just... No, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong, but...
I mean,
I'm willing to admit it.
I don't think October 5th is a specific date in Japanese culture.
It just could be. It's not like... well, I don't know. It was just based around spring. Mine was just based around summer break.
Why is October 5th important in Japanese culture? I want to see, man. Not Oktoberfest. Not Oktoberfest, no.
Oktoberfest popular in Japanese culture. Did you mean Germany, you fucking idiot?
Oh, I was trying to combine a Japanese beer and a German beer, and I can't think of any Japanese beers.
Oh, I had one in my head.
A Japanese beer?
There's a Japanese beer because I was this is a big segue, but I was watching like a review on a horror movie about, like, it was just a horror movie, but the only beer they ordered was this weird Japanese beer because that was the only sponsor they could get for their movie.
That's awesome.
But I can't remember the name of the goddamn beer, but it was funny as shit to me.
I don't know. I also can't remember the names of any sakis, so it doesn't help.
Sake. So if somebody told me, get me this brand of sake, I'd be like, don't you just mean sake?
No, A, yes. B, when I was down in Florida, I had sushi for the first time.
Oh, that's awesome.
By the way, sushi, holy fuck, it's so good.
Dude, yeah.
I never
thought you would like sushi.
I didn't either.
I've never seen you eat fish.
I like fish.
I've never seen
I
you
just
eat
like
seafood.
cooked fish.
I've never seen you eat seafood.
So I've been against I love seafood.
Oh no, I've seen you eat catfish. That's right.
I've been against eating raw fish for a very, very long time, but the very last night we were down there, so we were working an event. What's a Stepelo CEO? Vice president.
Sure.
The vice president of the company that we were working for is like, hey, you guys did an excellent job. Thank you so much. We want to take y'all out to dinner. Go to this sushi place. I set up a reservation for you guys at 8 o'clock or whatever. Just let the server know that you're my party and she'll take care of you. And we're like, okay, great. This server was the sweetest fucking lady ever. She was like, all right, so do you guys know what you're looking to order? And I was like, well, the bartender said people who don't normally like sushi would like this kind, so I'm going to try this kind. She's like, you never had sushi before? Oh no, this isn't how this works. I'm going to just start bringing you things and you're going to eat them and you're going to tell me if you like it or not. And then I'm going to continue bringing.
That's my first experience in a nutshell.
We were eating at this restaurant for 3 hours, just
not that
eating
long.
And drinking. And she would bring out she's like, all right, this is a cold sake. It's really good for cleansing the palates in between yada yada yada, and it tastes a little bit yada yada yada. I'm like, oh, okay, great. And then an hour later, after I already had 2 other cocktails, this was 2 days after I was severely dehydrated, by the way. She was like, all right, now this is a warm sake. Now warm sake, I'm like, lady, I've had 2 drinks and I'm drunk as fuck.
2 drinks, drunk as fuck.
Oh my god, but it was fucking delicious. Absolutely loved it.
Oh yeah, I love sushi.
It was probably the most food I've eaten in one sitting too, because of the damn rice. So much rice. So many filling things.
I can't eat a lot of sushi in a row, but that was kind of my first experience too. We just went to a restaurant where I wasn't old enough to drink yet, but somebody ordered the way they just bring out the thing over and over again. It was like an endless supply of sushi, but they just brought out random shit. Mm-hmm. And we just tried what we liked, and then we were like, we'd like more of that, less of that, and blah, blah, blah. Okay, next plate came out.
Yeah, and it's I never would have tried those things if I had looked at the menu, seen the ingredients, and be like,
yeah.
oh, well, I don't like avocado. I don't want to try that.
That is 100%. I wasn't even allowed to touch a menu. They were don't.
I looked at the menu when I got there, and I asked the bartender, and I'm like, hey, before we get seated, I've never had sushi before. I don't know if I'm going to try something tonight, but what do you normally recommend to people who've never tried it before? And then the server lady was just like, fuck that guy. I'm gonna slap the shit out of him. He don't know shit.
He gonna lose his job because he ain't trying to sell sushi in the sushi place. So fuck him. Listen to me.
I was like, no, don't do that. He made me a really good drink. He made me a what was it? It was a cherry old fashioned with like melted chocolate around the rim of the glass.
That sounds delicious.
It was one of the best drinks I've ever had. It goes in the top 3.
That sounds
Number 1. It was a weird minty drink that tasted like an Andes candy. When I was in my however old I was enough to drink in college, it was my freshman or sophomore year of college, and I was wasted at a singer's party. What? Second best drink I ever had. Wing Hearts down in Southside makes a not an old fashioned, a whiskey sour with egg whites. Super good. Well, again, did not think I would like a drink with egg in it, but it's real fucking good. It makes it like nice, and it takes the bite out of it and like gives it this creamy taste. Oh, it's so fucking good. Third best drink, that one down at Sushi Pop in Orlando, Florida. Head down there. It's fucking great. They make a great drink and sushi.
It's turned into a weird plug for a sushi restaurant.
Oh, fuck. I mean, you just plugged JoJo for a while.
I mean, JoJo was a revolutionizing anime and manga of the
This
world.
was a revolutionizing moment for me.
For one person.
Yeah.
One cherry drink later.
One cherry drink and a couple of raw fish, and Jayne's over here fucking enlightened.
Dude, he'll blow you for less.
Hey, man. Get some of that California roll.
What was your favorite sushi?
I don't know because she didn't tell me the fucking names.
Well, what was your favorite sake then?
The cold one. I don't like warm drinks.
I don't either. I hate warm alcohol.
No, I'm talking about like warm. Unless the drink is supposed to be hot, I don't. If the drink is not supposed to be hot, I want that shit to be ice cold.
It's supposed to be hot sake.
Yeah, but I still didn't like it. It tasted exactly.
It sounded like it was an intentional thing.
It tasted exactly like the cold sake to me, but warm,
just lukewarm,
and therefore not as good.
No, everything has to be on the rocks or something for me. I can't.
Always.
I hate liquor that's not cold.
1 year for Christmas, my dad bought me one of those mugs that you can like put in the freezer. I still never do it because it's like just a hassle and it takes up so much space in the freezer. And you can put shit inside it, but be honest, how many things in your freezer could you fit like into a regular sized mug?
And do you really want shit inside of the cup that you want to be able to pull out the freezer and then pour something into?
Yeah, and imagine like when your food gets freezer burnt. That's from like your freezer getting warm when you open it and then cooling back down and then freezing everything on it. Do you want like do you want that mug to taste like all the rest of the food that you have in your freezer? Do you want a mug that tastes like frozen chicken, fish sticks, green beans?
It was a good idea, but just poor design.
If I could put it in my fridge, it would be better.
Which
I probably could, and it would work to some effect. But like at the end of the day, I'd rather just put ice in it.
Yeah, you know what I have invented? An ice bowl. All I do is just crack the ice tray. I found out the hassle for me of wanting to always have ice in my drinks and never having ice in my drinks is that I hate refilling that stupid ice tray all the time.
So now you put a little bowl in your freezer?
Yeah, I put a little bowl in my freezer and just fill it up like as much as I want on days when I remember to fill the ice tray.
Is that what this episode is? Can we turn it into a life hacks episode?
Or better life hacks than any of the bullshit they try to sell you before.
Yeah, that's true. I used to do that too. My grandma did it.
To be fair, I got it from my dad who drinks, and that's just what he used to do, just to prepare for his nights. He'd crack it all in the morning and get it all ready, and then when he come home at night, he had a whole bucket full of ice. He could just make his drinks right at his fucking desk. I was like, it works. It works. I could do it for league and just have my pop.
What are some other life hacks?
Do we only have 2 life hacks?
2? We've only had 1.
Oh, do we have 1 life hack? Am I the only one being easy on life?
Hold on, I'm going to go through the rooms in my house one by one and think.
Save yourself stress from texting and receiving messages all the time by actually picking up the phone and calling your fucking friends. Life hack.
Okay, boomer.
Just call your fucking friends. You're quarantined. You got nothing else to do. Have a conversation.
Yeah, but if you call someone, that conversation is going to last like 2 minutes. If you text them, it could last all day.
Do you know how much anxiety that causes me? Way more than hey a 30-second conversation would.
That's fair.
Because I turned off my alerts, so now we're having a conversation. All right, man, that's cool. Hey, what about this thing? Jayne. I'm gonna message him on here. Okay, here we go. Text message. Oh, now he responds on fucking Messenger. Sorry, that probably wasn't funny, but I'm bitching.
It's not funny, but real life hack. If you get stressed out hearing your phone go off a million times a day, turn off the notifications to all of your messenger apps and just prepare to feel so much better. Prepare to not have to hear "Bring," and then you do that 2-second look at your phone where it's like, I can't answer that, I'm busy. But then every 5 seconds you think, I should just answer it because now I'm thinking about it and now it's keeping me from doing more work. At this point, 30 seconds has passed. You've written the same sentence 3 times, rearranged in 3 different ways. Your phone's still there, and before you even have time to pick up that one, another message pops up. And another one. There are days where there were 30 messages on here before I turned off the notifications.
Oh, same.
Within the span of 2 hours, and it was just tap, 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 brink, tap, 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 brink. What the fuck?
This podcast was going a lot better before you tried to shoehorn a fucking segue. I mean, a segment into
Shoehorn a segue.
Shoehorn a segue.
Baby. Well, luckily for me, I did write down other things for us to talk about.
I was like, this was going great before a segment was announced.
Hey guys, we realized we only know 1 or 2 life hacks, so we're gonna segue right into a totally different topic. How was your St. Patrick's Day?
I mean, mine was fantastic.
Yeah.
I did not get sloppy white girl wasted on fucking White Claws.
White girl wasted on White Claws on stream.
On stream.
And then try to do an hour and a half of karaoke.
We did an hour and a half of karaoke?
We did an hour and a half of karaoke. Well, the second stream was an hour and a half
yes,
long.
we did an hour and a half of karaoke.
Do you remember all the Queen?
Yes.
There was a lot of Queen, man.
No, I don't.
There were 2 people asking for a lot of Queen.
I'll tell you what, we had a lot of fun.
If y'all listening here, fuck you guys.
Oh, what?
If they're listening to this.
No, man, fuck. We had 12, 14 viewers all at once, for a while. That was a lot of fun.
That feels really good to us, but that's also still a very low number.
Yeah, tell other people. We get excited over small shit. Imagine if we hit 100 one day.
Can you imagine?
We'll cry on stream. We drank sang Queen on stream for 15 people. We'll cry on stream.
We drank what?
We drank and sang Queen on stream.
I heard drank San Queen, and I'm like, what the fuck is San Queen?
100 people watching on Twitch, and we'll drink Sang Queen.
Yeah, 100. That's concurrently.
Unless it's poison. In which case, Jayne will.
What is San Queen?
How was your St. Patrick's Day?
It was great. For those of you guys
Did you
who
ever
would like
finish
to
your drink?
No, God no. My wife did finish the other 2 or 3 White Claws that we didn't do though.
Weirdly enough, I woke up in the morning and went, I could use a White Claw. They oddly hit the spot.
Boy, I wish I could have something fizzy and refreshing while also tasting like ass.
I don't know. Say someone hit the spot.
Hey babe, put an Alka-Seltzer up your butt. Is that the inappropriate moment?
There we go. We got one.
There's one inappropriate moment every podcast.
Every video.
Every video. It doesn't matter what it is. But yeah, if you want to see how our St. Patrick's Day was, check out the St. Patty's Day full stream on YouTube.
Yeah.
We did Smash Bros.
It starts off really coherent. And that's how I'm going to describe it.
You can still watch the Twitch Sings VOD on Twitch for now. We can't upload that one to YouTube, but if you want to see us singing a bunch of Queen.
A bunch of Queen. I remember Nickelback.
I don't remember Nickelback.
I remember Nickelback because somebody donated money for that.
I think that was a Fed Up thing.
Yeah.
I don't remember. Either way, go watch it. It was fun.
Shout out to Samosaurus Rex for all the biddies.
My favorite part of St. Patty's Day was the Uber ride home I got.
Oh, there it is. I've been waiting for this story.
So, I did not drive over to the studio that day because I knew I was getting hammered.
Yeah. We bought a 12-pack of White Claws and went,
and half
I'll
a jar of
pick you up.
moonshine and went to
pick you
town.
up.
It was great. So I leave here probably around 10 o'clock. I call out for an Uber. The Uber gets there super fucking fast, by the way. It was great. And it was St. Patrick's Day, so, I was expecting, like, rates to be higher, but it was, like, the normal price. I'm like, oh, this is great. I guess it's not late enough. Me being drunk didn't realize it's because all the bars and restaurants are shut down, you big dumb fuck. So I hop in the car, and he's like, hey, how you doing? I'm like, oh, I'm doing pretty great. Like, how are you doing? I know not a lot of people are out in the streets tonight, but, it's St. Patty's Day. You're staying busy? He goes, I've been doing this for 2 to 2.5 hours, and you're the first person I picked up. And I have Uber Eats on, and I have Lyft on, and I have DoorDash on. And I was like, oh.
He had 5 different services on.
Like, well, how do you respond to that? Like, oh. And then he starts getting on about, like, how he doesn't know how he's gonna, feed himself.
Oh.
And he starts going down that train, and I'm like, I'm being sympathetic, but I really don't know how to handle this situation because it's like, you're a stranger. I don't know you.
That is the hardest part.
You can tell me this whole sob story, but at the end of the day, I don't know how I can help you other than giving you money. And guess what I don't have?
Yeah.
Money!
Guess what, dude? Like,
Money!
There's a lot of people in the same exact boat, and I'm sorry, like, it's shitty. It really is, but I can't be in that boat either.
The story doesn't stop here.
Oh, no.
Apparently, a week ago, he received a phone call from a man claiming to be his father. I shit you not.
No, this is not real.
No. I shit you not.
I was like, here we go.
Shit you not. He's like, he straight up went on this diatribe. He's like, yeah. So some guy called me out of the blue a week or 2 ago, and he said he was my dad, and he said he had a plot of land that he wanted to give to me to inherit. And I was like, okay. Okay.
It sounds like.
And he's like, yeah, I haven't seen my father since I was 4, and that time he ran out and he was an alcoholic and he didn't have any money and he was putting me and my mom in a bad situation. I'm like, oh, we're going real deep.
Oh.
This rabbit hole's going on. This dude's having a real bad time if he's letting all this out on me, especially when everything in his Uber is like, give me a 5-star rating. Would you like a mint? Just ask. Don't want to be talked to? No problem. And I was like, you do want to be talked to at this point, and so I guess I must oblige your Uber driver.
You need a therapy session. I'm sorry, bro.
And he was like, yeah, and so like I just went immediately to the thought of, well, the only reason my dad would be trying to give me this and reaching out is if, there's some sort of catch. And I'm like, I mean, yeah, that's a fair assumption. You haven't heard from a guy, and at that point I looked at him and was like, I have no idea how old this guy is. Because he looks really old, but he speaks like someone who is not very old. And I was like, for decades. So I didn't have to say a specific number. And so we go on and on and on for a little bit, and we talk about what kind of catch his dad might have. And we finally pull up to my house. I was like, well, man, I like pulled out my wallet, and all I had was like a $5 bill. And I was like, here you go. I know it's not much, but I hope it helps. He's like, oh, thanks, man. I appreciate it. And by that point, I was already out the door. And I was like, okay, bye, bam. And I walked in the house. I'm like, man, you'll never believe what just happened.
There
is a point of oversharing.
Yeah, there is. Right? Like, that's it. Like, I appreciate that you need to talk about your mental health and you need to get that shit out of you. Strangers are not the fucking place.
My dude.
Me getting an Uber, I wasn't in that situation. I was the whole time thinking, like, he started bringing up a plot of land. I'm like, he's going to take me to that plot of land.
I had that thought as well.
I'm going to get a bullet in the back of my head now all because I'm out drinking on St. Patrick's Day.
As soon as he brought that up, I paid very close attention to every single turn we made. He missed a road once, and I was like, he missed I'm not gonna say the name of the road.
Yeah.
The one going off Second that you have to go to. He missed that turn, and I was like, uh-oh. That's not good.
My drunk paranoid ass had been like, you know what, I changed. Did I tell you about the time that me and Dot came home from your 4th of July party in an Uber?
Mm-mm.
It was your 4th of July party, I think it was.
Yeah,
where we all drank.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
we had the red, white, and blue Smirnoffs. And we grilled. That's what I remember.
Yeah, I mean, it was fun.
Oh, hell yeah.
But, no, so we Ubered home that day, and this dude was, I guess it was his birthday. This dude looked fucked up. I mean, picture any dude you've seen take pills and drink at the same time. Dude looked fucked up. but I didn't realize it till we were already driving in his car. We're going down the main street. If you go below us here, like if you're heading towards S side,
Yeah.
we're going down that main street. He's in the middle of the fucking road. He like Dot is holding on to me. I'm like, yo, man, you are way in the middle. He's like, no, it's good, it's good. And he just kept speeding up, and then he finally got the traffic and turned up. I was like, pull into this gas station right here. I forgot I have to get tea. And he does it. Like, for some reason, he's just going off the entire time about his birthday, how he's planning to have all this fun, and like he's just swerving and shit like that. We're literally freaked the fuck out. I'm like, we're like, I think we're right up at the gas station right here. And I was like, pull in here, I have to get tea. And we got out, and I was like, all right, later. You're not knowing where the fuck I live. You're not coming near me.
I don't want your birthday party to turn up at my house.
Yeah, no, I'm like, because he starts getting mad at some points. This was a while ago, but it was like he starts getting mad over some shit, and I just remember him speeding home in the middle of the road, and I'm like, either a cop needs to pull us over and save our lives, or this needs to end right now, because I don't know how to control the situation with the crazy man behind the wheel.
And that's the worst. You have no control over anything.
Oh, Uber scare me more than anything.
I mean, my bad experiences are much, much less than my, good experiences.
They are, but the bad ones hold a lot more for me.
Yeah, they hold a lot more weight.
We Ubered all during my birthday, and I don't remember a single one of those Ubers, and I consider those to be the best. See, I just don't remember a lot of my Uber trips, because the only reason I ever use Uber is if I have to drink. Like, I don't see any other reason to use Uber. And then they're going to deny people who are too drunk, and I'm like, then what's the point of your fucking service? Yeah. I will drive then.
No, I have been in an Uber where I was too drunk, and he should not have given me service. I'm pretty sure I dumped a bottle of water on his seat. I'm pretty sure. It was St. Patty's Day 2
years. Like on purpose?
No, not on purpose.
Oh, I was like, did Jayne just turn into a dick?
It was like, no.
Did you drink gin?
It was when me and Average Guy Joe were at St. Patty's Day in Scenario. I think it was 2 or 3 years ago. I can't remember if I told this story before, but to make a long story short, I got there. The DJ gave me a shitload of money because I was doing him a favor. I was bringing him turntables. I wasn't like sucking his dick or something.
You could have said you performed the show for him.
Me and Joey took that money, spent most of it on drinks, and got absolutely shit-faced. We get the Uber home. It's probably around 4 a.m. at this point. For some reason, there is a hot dog vendor right outside the club selling hot dogs at 3:30 in the fucking morning.
Because that dude knows how to make money. That's an entrepreneur right there. Donald Trump, give him a ring.
Me and Average Guy Joe both get a hot dog with, I don't know what I put on mine, probably ketchup, and a bottle of water. Our Uber pulls up, and I remember when I stepped out of my house, I didn't drink any of the water, or at least I don't remember it, but the cap was off and I couldn't find it, and there was only about half a bottle left. And I was like, I don't think I spilled it on myself. I patted myself, and I was dry. So I'm thinking what happened was I leaned back and I fell asleep for a little bit, and it was in my hand, and it just fell over onto the other seat. The hot dog, however, remained in my hand.
That's good.
Until I got to the steps, at which point I put it on the back spoiler of my car. Because the next morning we found the tin foil on the ground and there was no hot dog. I was like, I either sat outside and ate this, or I left it for a very lucky animal.
I guess that's the best part of not drinking anymore, is that I remember my nights, and it's the best. I don't drink too much now where I forget, and that was actually the scariest part about Tuesday.
Yeah?
I got hammered again for the first time in a while, and I was like, I wasn't stupid though. Everybody said I was fine, and I was having a good time, but I don't remember much of it. I don't remember much of it.
Well,
it was scary.
We don't drink that much anymore.
I'm happy now. I don't have to drink myself to sadness.
Are you all happy out there? Let us know in the comments.
Was that a deep ending? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to end it weird.
Don't let us know in the comments, because then we'll get some sad comments.
Yeah, don't listen. Don't overshare in the comments. We want you
in the comments below. I would like you to overshare one story from your past. It can be any story you want, but you gotta overshare.
Okay, fine. We'll do that.
Yeah, that's the comment this week. This week, leave a comment below on an oversharing story that you have done to somebody.
If we can get 5 oversharing stories, I'll overshare a story next week.
Dude, if we get 5 overshare, we'll both do it next week.
Yeah, there it is. So remember to like the video. And here's a second reminder to fucking like the video, please. YouTube algorithms say we need likes, and I can tell you right now that our more liked videos are getting received better than our ones that are falling short. So if you're listening to this and made it this far, please give it a like. Leave a comment and overshare a story in your life of whatever it is. If we reach 5 stories by next week, we will overshare our own set of stories as well.
Mm-hmm.
And then subscribe if you're not subscribed. I will say half of the people who are watching our videos right now are not subscribed.
Fuck y'all.
You could easily double that to all subscribed, and we can get some new viewers coming in that's not.
Plus, it's super easy. If you have a Gmail, all you got to do is log in with your Gmail account into YouTube, and it'll work. If not, make a Gmail account. It takes 3 minutes or less.
Your name plus 123 at Gmail. Bam! I made you a Gmail account. Are you happy now?
I'll make your password too.
It's password. Good night.